Okay, y'all. So here we go preaching. I'm gonna get my preaching on because I'm high and I don't care. So look, I caught up with myself and I'm about to break it down. I'm about to go way back to what I was saying before I made this video. All y'all Christians out there, all y'all religious Christians out here, look, listen up. Y'all ready? You hit listen up. So look, let me go back. I messed up my train of thought. When you freestyling now. So look, this is the whole picture, the big picture that I'm about to bring to y'all in this conceptualized language, this English language. We're gonna break this stuff down of what God is, and how you can use God. And I'm gonna preach it like I'm gonna preach it, because I'm gonna preach it in my own way. But it's gonna be for people that don't wanna go the other route. I'm not gonna say that part. Shut up. I'm gonna say for people that need some help, because a lot of y'all Christians are lost and you're way out there, you're gone. Now, here's what I was talking about before when I was making this video. Before I made this video, I was talking about a Jesus Christ figure coming to save you. Look, no one's going to save you because you are your own savior. And this goes into my other point with God. Because God is everything, right? You guys can nod your head on that. God is everything. God is unbeatable, okay? And here's where I'm going to go with this. God is unstoppable. God is in control, right? Shake my head. Yeah. Not shake it, but nod. God is everything, okay? Now, those are the most important things you should know about God. Now, look, here's the bigger picture, okay? Let's say, for example, for God being everything, God being unbeatable, invincible, you can say that God has an army, right? God has an army. God has forces of other sources. Forces on each side of the veil. Forces on each side of the compass, okay? Let's just say it like that. You got your north, you got your south, you got your east, you got your west, all right? Now look, if God has all these forces and all these sources of power, which is making him invincible, which is making him unbeatable, which is making him unstoppable, which is making him everything, or making it or her, whatever you want to call it, her, it, him, everything in imagination or beyond imagination. Now look at this bigger part. You can't imagine how much forces is on his side, man. He's unbeatable. She's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. Now look at this. Y'all gonna trip off this mug. Y'all gonna go ahead, go crazy. God has angels. God has demons. God has archangels. God has archdemons, archons. God has spirits. God has ancestors. God has elementals. God has fairies. God has ancestral spirits on his side. God has all of these powers. Okay? God has everything you can imagine, and beyond your imagination, the powers that be on his or her side. Now that's why he's fucking invincible. I'm sorry if I'm cursing. I had to say it. He's invincible. Unbeatable. Never lost. Okay, so look. Now here's my other point of this. Once you apply that to yourself, this time I'm gonna just go skip one step ahead, but once you apply the knowledge of that, of God, and apply it to yourself, you're powerful. And this is where I'm going on with this Christ figure thing. If you are so powerful, and once you've reached or awakened to that knowingness, that belief of being all of that, being everything, because you are, and here's where I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to end it off with this Christ figure thing. You are everything, and that means that I'm going to freestyle a little bit so I can get back on my train of thought. So if you are everything, right, then that means that you have the power in you. So this is where I'm going with this. As above, so below. That's just the tip off. That's the tip of the iceberg. As above, so below. You got the conscious mind on the top. You got the subconscious mind on the bottom. So you understand the subconscious mind because everything you know about in life is conscious, somewhat of it's unconscious, but you got the subconscious, and then you got God's mind, which is the subconscious too, but a more a conceptualized uh idea, like just like a sketch, a picture of a brief picture of what God is capable of doing. You don't need to know all that because it's mysterious. You don't have to know what it can do. What she can do is incredible. It's miracles that he can do. So you already know that part, half the part right there. Okay. So now where I was going with this, your Christ figure, and I'm gonna top it off with some more stuff later on. The Christ figure is you. You are the Jesus Christ. You are the Christ. They talk about Christ consciousness, if you ever heard of it. And this Christ consciousness is basically becoming enlightened, becoming self-knowledgeable, becoming self-aware, becoming your own self-teacher, your own self-master, your own self-battery or something. I don't know, just make some stuff up. But your own guru, your own teacher, your own student, your own God. Okay? So I was going on with something else. I just skipped to so far, but I gotta backtrack a little bit more. You see, let me stop talking real quick. Go back in my mind. What I was saying. I was saying you are everything. Okay, I'm gonna just hurry up with this video. You are everything, and the power in you is of God. Okay, the power within is God. I was going somewhere with this. Sheesh. Okay, I got it. God. Okay, look, because God is everything, right? And God created us, created Earth, created the creation that God created, God's creation. Now, who's to say that the creation is not with God? It's not God. Who is to say that? Because if God was to be God in everything, because they say God is everything, then why isn't God, or why shouldn't God be the creation too? You see what I'm saying? That's the main point that I'm trying to bring to y'all. And this is just fucking awesome. God is the creation, okay? The creation is God. God would not be everything without being the creation, because God put himself in the creation and gonna create in that creation more creations of God's. That's how the whole thing works. What do you think? Why do you think God is called God? Because God is everything. God is you. God is me. God is a tree over there. God is a fucking lamp over here. God is all of this stuff in this room. Everything. And even the spirit of God moves because it's animation. It's making things move and alive. That's the spirit of God. God is a non physical being, but has a spirit that makes things move. The non-physical part is the stagnant null zone, like void emptiness that is God, which is dark matter, which is darkness. That's the black man. That's the black woman. Darkness. The animation part is what gives us the evolution, the process, the potential to move, the potential to grow. That's the spirit of God. The conscious mind of God is the subconscious mind, which is a deeper part of your brain, the deeper part of your mind. Your consciousness is what makes your whole reality almost like a computer, like a matrix. And it's a blueprint, it's a system, a simulation. And the subconscious mind can be tapped into in the deeper parts of your mind in a meditative state, a deep sleep, a deep meditation, or hypnosis or trance state, zoned out or whatever. And you can get into these parts of your mind, which is actually allowing you to experience or know what God knows. So that's what I'm trying to point here. You are your own God. You are your own creator. You are a God and a goddess. You are everything. So who is to say that God is not the creation and God is not everything? And who believes in God anyway? If you don't, then this is not for you. But hopefully you'll be inspired by this video to get something out of it. You get something out of it and you use it or whatever. Because once you apply the knowledge, it's like basically taking something from the original and making it your own version. That's what applying knowledge means. Because once you hear advice from someone, you get it, you take it, you receive it, you absorb it, and you use it because you listened and you absorbed that information, and then the information turns into a action because the information is turned into from sight and hearing from your five senses to a physical movement and an action in this reality, this realm, and you with the energy of that intention or that thought, the emotion behind that, which is spiritually like making animated. It's making things move. Your emotion is spirit too, because energy is emotion, energy and motion. If you ever heard of that, I guess that is what makes things manifest. That's what makes your blessings. That's what makes life good. That's what makes things good, up and down. If you have negative emotions, that's what makes life life, because we have thoughts, words, and feelings and action. And that's what the whole plan of God is, to make things more, and more better. Much, much better. That's what the whole idea, the plan of God, God's plan, if you ever heard Drake's song. I mean, he wasn't really talking that deep about it, but I'm talking about it. God's plan is to make things better, to make things more at peace, to make things one. Because ultimately, God is going to unify every freaking little thing, all of us, into one consciousness, one energy, one thing, one source. And that's what God is, also a source of energy. The universe, dark matter. That's what the void, that black hole in the sky, that sun that you see in the sky, a piece of God. That's the pure form of consciousness, the pure form of light. And that light emanates from the God, because God is connected to that sun in the sky. And that's where the energy, the life, the energy, the vibration, the heat, the frequency, the light, the illumination coming from God and the sun. Because that's the real son of God in the sky. Not no fucking Jesus Christ, man. Get that out your head. That's not Jesus Christ. Because you are also a sun. You are also a star in the universe, a star in the sky. What they say, as above, so below, I said that already. You are a star up there, you are a star here. You see yourself when you look up in the sky. That's why everybody wonders in awe, like look at me, man. I'm like, oh man, look, them stars look awesome, man. Like, look at that one. Oh my goodness. It's flickering. Is that oh wow. Something like that. You just in wonder because you looking at yourself, as above, so below. If something dies, something is reborn. If something lives, something dies. Something is it is what it is. That's life, man. But at the afterlife, you don't gotta worry about a goddamn thing, because there's no fucking law as far as a man that creates the shit. There's nothing like that. It's God's law. And what God, look, y'all don't understand what God knows, what I know, what God knows. God, okay, the afterlife is God's law. God's law is freedom. God's law is love one another. One love. God's law is unconditional love. The law of God is to expand. The law of God is to expand and make more contrast, to make things vibrant, to make things how do you say it? Like beyond animated, to make it spiritual. God's law is to make the afterlife, make it free and loved and all of that good stuff that you cannot imagine. You can't imagine it. That's why you hear, you're supposed to learn something, and you're supposed to figure the shit out, find yourself and know yourself, who you are, what you can do, where you come from, because we all come from the original source, which is God. God's creation came from God. And we are also God. Who is to say we are not? Who is to say I am not? I know who I am. I'm a God. And I say that with a passion. I'm not sounding narcissistic or whatever the fuck that is, or arrogant. I don't want to sound arrogant to you. I just sound like I'm confident. I know what I'm talking about. It's facts. It's truth. So I'm not trying to bluff you or lie to you, nothing. I'm telling you straight up raw shit. Facts that people don't know around this community and in this world, man. Animals know it. They know everything. They might not do what we want them to do. They might not look the way we want them to look, but it is what it is. And some people can't grasp to understand the simplicity of it is what it is. Because if it is, it's It's natural. It's automatic. It's spontaneous. It's it's symbiosis. I don't know how to say that really. I mean, how to if you guys can get the concept of what I'm trying to say, I whatever. I don't know, but I'm getting somewhere with that. I just went somewhere with that, but it is what it is. Life it is, and as simple as can be. Life is so simple because the things you have to know in life truly is not taught in schools, not taught in college, not taught in these jobs that we work at. No one knows this shit, but you gotta dig inside of yourself to figure out life. Life won't teach you everything unless you go inside of yourself first, and that's where the magicalness comes from in life. When you go inside of yourself and go into the deeper parts of your subconscious mind and your own inner self, that's your soul, and your soul is God. And people forgot they had souls. People just think they're the person, they're the human, they're the a bag of meat that's walking around, a bag of potato chips, thinking they all that, and say I got lip gloss, I got this weave, or I got this fresh haircut, I got this chain on, these baggy pants sagging, these fresh shoes, this whip that's shiny, this mug, this girlfriend of mine, this boyfriend, whatever. Life is not that. It's not only that girl, pussy, money, weed, and work 9 to 5, and buy clothes and eat, poop, sleep, all that. It's not that. It's more than that. It's spiritual. Once you know who you are, your soul, and then you go inside of your soul identity, your soul information, your soul's consciousness, your soul's heart, you will go into a more spiritual aspect of your life and go into a magical realm, if you might say. And that's kind of where I'm going once I'm integrated with like this moon energy, because I'm down right now because I spent most of my money on this stupid shit, but it's not stupid. It means something to me. But at the same time, I could have saved it and did something else with that money. But I'm a little down. But I did smoke some weed, some up, and I got this knowledge, and I'm about to upload this video. So whoever want to see this, share the thing and like, comment, subscribe, man, because it's some real raw shit. I don't think a lot of people are talking this deep about what God is, but we already know. We're consciously awakened. We already know what God is because it's us. We don't have to know too much about God. We know that it's us. Once you come to that conclusion, you know it's you. And you can figure out who you are. That means you figure out what God is, who God is. What God is energy, pure source, pure form of energy. It's pure love, unconditional love. And once you tap into your heart center, your heart, you become like, you act like you God, and you can do anything you want because it's coming from a higher level of love.